The SEAL training facility in Norfolk, Virginia, was a place where warriors were made. Sweat, steel, and silence were its language. Among the storm of protein shakes, combat drills, and testosterone-filled echoes, there was one figure who slipped, unnoticed through the shadows, the janitor. Asterisk, he wore a simple navy blue jumpsuit, always early, never late. Never missed a spot. People called him Mr. Joe. No one knew his last name. Asterisk, he never spoke unless spoken to. Always swept the floors like he was polishing gold. Always watched the trainees with a calm, focused gaze. One that seemed to know more than it let on. Most never looked twice. Until one day, Tyler Monroe, a young SEAL recruit, barely out of Bud S, spotted it. Asterisk, Joe bent to clean near the dumbbells, and his collar shifted just slightly, revealing an old faded tattoo on the side of his neck. Asterisk, it was a trident. But not just any trident. It was inked over scar tissue, weathered with age, and it was surrounded by Arabic letters, coordinates, and an old SEAL team number that had long been decommissioned. Tyler froze. Only men who had done the hardest, most classified missions wore that mark. Asterisk, he whispered, almost afraid to ask. Sir, were you asterisk? Joe didn't respond. He just looked at him calm, unshaken, and nodded once before walking away. Asterisk, that moment changed everything. Asterisk, asterisk. Word spread quickly through the gym. Asterisk, some laughed it off. Others Googled, but one senior, SEAL, Commander Eric Dawes, who had served over 25 years, pulled Tyler aside. Asterisk, what did the tattoo look like? Tyler described it. Dawes went pale. Asterisk, that's not just any SEAL. That's Joseph Riley, one of the most decorated, most classified, and most lost names in our records. Lost not because he died. Lost because he disappeared after a mission, and Kandahar went horribly wrong. His entire team was wiped out. He was the sole survivor, but when he returned, he refused a hero's welcome, resigned quietly, and vanished. Asterisk, Joe had carried not just scars but guilt, survivor's guilt, the kind that silences even the strongest. That evening, Tyler found Joe sitting alone in the gym's back lot, staring at the stars. Asterisk, why the janitor job, sir? Tyler finally asked. Joe smiled faintly. I sweep the floors. Because that's all I could control after watching 7 of my brothers die right in front of me. Tyler was quiet. Joe continued. I come here because these walls still smell like purpose. I couldn't be one of you anymore, but I could still protect the space that makes you. Asterisk. Tyler nodded. But you already gave enough. Asterisk. Joe shook his head. You never stopped serving. You just served differently. Asterisk. Asterisk. A week later, chaos erupted. A man stormed a gym in Araja, disgruntled, extraneal, armed, unstable, angry at being cut from the program. Shots were fired. Panic ensued. Joe moved before anyone else did. In one swift motion, he tackled the man, disarmed him, and subdued him without a single injury to anyone. Asterisk, his movements weren't just trained, they were reflexes of someone who had done it 1,000 times, under fire. When the police came, Joe disappeared again back to his mop. But now, everyone stood differently when he passed. Straighter, more respectful. Asterisk, and this time, someone left flowers in his locker. Asterisk, asterisk, a month later, the SEAL gym held a silent ceremony. Asterisk, a single folding chair was placed at the center. On it, Joe's old janitor uniform, folded neatly. Beside it, a plaque, greater than Joseph Riley's SEAL Team 12 asterisk served in silence, protected in peace. Because true warriors never need applause. He didn't ask for it. He didn't even show up. Asterisk, but he was watching from across the street, silent, proud, and finally at peace. Asterisk, asterisk, sometimes heroes don't stand in the spotlight. Asterisk, sometimes they carry brooms instead of rifles. They serve in silence, not for praise but for purpose. And every once in a while, someone sees past the mop and finds the trident beneath the collar.